Oh, come on.
Let's go. Yeah.
Do 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 do. Bum ba da dum bum ba da bum. You know, every time I hear like the Chocobo theme, I'm not gonna lie, part of me goes way back to the era of Newgrounds. Who here remembers Newgrounds? Like back when it did like all Flash stuff, right? Remember Flash? Man, those are good times. But my mind thinks back to that one video, that one Flash video that a guy made, where he does this animation to the Chocobo theme, and he does like lyrics to it.
No mistakes.
I don't know. I remember it being really good and really catchy. Dude, well, part of that, to be fair, is probably because of the Chocobo theme, but yeah, even not taking that into account. Final Fantasy has some music, and that's probably why it always gets remixed. That's about... I remember a bit more, but that's about the extent of most of my knowledge on what I'm talking about. The little song thing that I speak of. There is a lot more to it, mind you. Oh, that was gonna be a close one. It's okay. This Fallen Guardian's days are numbered. And Judgment Bolt! Yeah! See, so you can affect the things on different levels from you, apparently. At least when you're down along here. Hey, Bess. Welcome back, friendo. Just 1 second, dealing with bombs. And not like the cherry kind either. Although I guess some of these were called cherry bombs before. Nope. Okay, that one's gonna explode.
I failed.
Oh, I didn't think I was close enough. Whoops. Oh, I'm gonna say that one didn't count. I'm gonna say that one didn't count. Shh. Shh. I thought I was out of it. Okay, I thought I was out of it. All right, I thought I was out of it. No, I don't think it's an instant kill. It just deals a lot of damage. I was just like a lot of damage. Like if you're below half, it'll probably kill you, right? Okay, well that one didn't count. That one didn't count. Let's see. Have you bought any physical game soundtracks? I have, actually. I have. I was gonna say I haven't, but I have. I bought a long time ago. I bought the soundtrack to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. But admittedly, that wasn't necessarily for the music. It has good music in it, mind you. But it was mostly for the bonus video that you got. Because I think I've talked about this before. Because on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you actually, on the soundtrack, if you bought it, I think you got this bonus disc. And I really wanted the bonus disc. Because it contained essentially a little short movie that is a prequel to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which I thought was really neat. And I've never heard of anything like that happening before, so I had to get it. And of course I watched it and I was very amazed. Because it's actually very interesting. It sets up a lot of stuff, gives you a lot more context for things. And I don't know if it has spoilers. I think it might have spoilers for the game. So if you look it up, play the game first. It's really good though. And I don't know if I bought it or if it came with a special edition. It might have been a special edition thing, but it may have actually just been. I may have actually just bought the soundtrack to Narc on the Xbox and PS2. If anybody's heard of that one, then oh boy, I'll be kind of shocked. And it's not very good either. It's not a good game. It's like, well, actually, one of the games I've owned for years but never actually beat. I think I came close to finishing it too, but I don't know, I just never finished it. That's saying a lot. Yeah, so Narc, to give you an example of what Narc is, think like, I don't remember if you can drive in that game, because I'm gonna call it kind of a GTA clone, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate. So the idea is you play as an undercover policeman. You can pick one of like two characters. You might have to swap between them in the game too. I'm not really too sure. But the big thing with that game is it had a morality system. You could be a good cop or a bad cop. And it was all dealt around like drugs. So like in the game, you could take various drugs and some of them would have different effects on you. Like I think if you like smoked marijuana, I think it just made the screen go kind of weird. But if you took certain other drugs, it would make like certain enemies like heads get bigger to you, or like I think it would make you move a bit faster depending on some of them. So it was like if you were a bad cop, you could do bonuses. You could get little bonuses through drugs. I think you could trade drugs too. I think you could like deal them out for money in the game, right? I just want to emphasize this is all in game. And I remember if you were like caught or you went down rank enough, you actually couldn't continue the story for a little bit and you'd be demoted to like beat cop, or you'd like walk around the city until you got your reputation back up high enough to be able to actually get back on the narc squad. It was a weird game. It was like it was okay, but like I never finished it. It was kind of buggy. I remember one of the times, I think it was one of the last times I played it actually. Like the sound started really bugging out. Like I think it started you're repeating the same voice line over and over again from an NPC. And I'm pretty sure it started getting like really bad. Like I think the sound got really just messed up and distorted at one point. And then I was like, yeah, I don't really want to play it anymore, and then I just didn't. But I think I got pretty far. I think I got, because I know a big thing happened in the game and it's like, oh my god. And then after that, I think I just stopped. Like I think it was okay, but I don't think it was really that good, if you know what I mean. But the main menu music was really good. I really liked the main menu song. It was really, really good. Like really good. Like mwah. Which might be why I got the soundtrack. Have I gotten any other game soundtracks? Megan is the one that usually gets those. Have I gotten other game soundtracks? I don't know if I have. I want to say no, but I'm trying to think. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. And I'm not going to lie, part of that is just because when YouTube became more of a thing, I was like, do I really need to? I can just listen to all my music on YouTube. And then that's literally just what I've done throughout like the past, ever since YouTube kind of became a thing. Oh, which, I also ask because in other servers, people are talking about the price of digital soundtracks. Hey, I could imagine they might be a bit overpriced. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I can't think of any. You like to get the soundtracks even though you can get the rips on YouTube, and I think that's really good, right? Like I can understand that. I just I don't really care as much about soundtracks. I don't listen to a ton of music, right? Which might be part of it, is I just don't listen to a ton of music. I listen to some, most of what people recommend to me. Um, but even then, I just don't really listen to a ton of music to begin with, which also probably contributes to why I don't really get the soundtracks, and why if I want to listen to something, usually it's like, oh, that was a good song. I just want to listen to it for like a day, and then I like play it for a while for like a day, and then I'll forget about it for like a few months, right? Um, Same with like really any song though. It's like I don't. Honestly, it's one of the harder questions to answer. If someone's like, "What music do you like?" That's probably the hardest question anyone could really ask me because I can just say, "Well, really anything." I don't have a specific band I listen to. Like when I was younger, I could say I listened to NSYNC because I did. I listened to NSYNC and I got their music. I think I still have some of their CDs. Um, I listened to Aqua when I was younger. I liked Aqua. Um, I don't know what other soundtracks I would have got. I got like Froggy Mix, but I don't know if Froggy Mix was like a person. I know that was the name of the soundtrack, and I only got it because they advertised it all the time on YTV, and it sounded good. I liked the music. Um, Besides that, yeah, no, I don't really listen to music. But I can understand getting it though. Like if you listen to music a lot, like definitely get it to support the devs though, right? Because I think that's obviously really good. You want to support the devs. I've told lots of people, I'm not like I don't advocate piracy, right? But like if you do it, I mean, I'm not gonna like bitch at you for it, you know? Like you know what I mean? I've been getting a lot of physical games for the past while. And I haven't pirated like I will admit Twitch, don't get mad at me, please. I did used to pirate games when I was younger. I did do that. Well, actually, see, I mean, that's kind of true, but it's also kind of not true. I never pirated anything that was new. I never pirated anything that was new. I only ever did it for like older games typically. Like if I want to play something retro. That's like one of the times I pirated games. And once again, that was when I was younger too. Or like games that I just didn't have easy access to anymore, like some Game Boy games, I think. Um Besides that, yeah, I didn't really pirate games that much. Nothing new. Like I said, if I did, it was usually older stuff. Um Nowadays I just buy my games, right? It's hard to justify certain soundtracks because the one I was thinking of getting was $50. $50 is a lot. And if it's a digital soundtrack, oh, you know what? Actually, thinking about it, I bought digital soundtracks on Steam. I guess that counts, right? Because I have actually done that. Can I look that up? Oh yeah, I have 30 of them. How do I have 30 of them? Why do I have these? I have operator. I have 112 operator, beholder, a bird story, blue fire. Some of these are probably Megan's actually. I don't know. No, would these count if they were Megan's? Would it tell me if they were? I don't know, but I have Blue Fire, Darkest Dungeon, Death and Taxes. I don't know how I got that one because I never played these ones. Elderborn. Some of these must be ones Megan got, maybe. Enter the Gungeon, but she doesn't really do that. See, I'm not too sure. Now I'm confused. I don't know why I have some of these. Some of these I may have gotten in bundle packs, mind you. Finding Paradise. I did get a Hat in Time. That one I did get. Mafia Definitive Edition. The Messenger. I think I did get The Messenger. Because that one has good music. Really good music. Narcissu? Never heard of that one. Paradise Lost, Rakuin. I did buy the Road 96 one. And that was partly because I wanted to use one of the pieces, because it's good music. But I wanted to use one of the songs for my outro when I was uploading that to YouTube. I don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been I don't remember. It was either Long Road to the Border or Revolution 96, I think. Maybe. I don't recall. On my Road 96 stuff on YouTube, I think I put the song in the description. Shopkeep Shovel Knight. I did get the Shovel Knight one because I like Shovel Knight. Swagger, it's the Stellaris I got through just a pack, I think. Subnautica, I think I got. Super Brothers, Talos Principle, War of Mine. I think I did buy the one for this War of Mine. And there may have been another one I got. To the Moon, I probably got myself. And I think I got Transistor. I actually did buy Transistor, the soundtrack. So yeah, I've gotten some. I have gotten some through Steam. Not a ton. Certainly some of these I don't remember, but it's not telling me if it's Megan's or if it's mine. Some of them I probably just got through the bundles, maybe some Humble Bundle stuff, maybe some complete packs that for some of these games on Steam. Some of them I did buy on my own, like say like The Messenger, A Hat in Time, To the Moon, Transistor, Shovel Knight. I'm pretty sure I got on my own. Yeah, I did. I did buy that one. Yeah. And Road 96. But yeah, like $50 is a lot of money. I don't think I'd spend that much. Like honestly, I was surprised when Megan herself told me she bought the Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack for like over $100. Now, granted, that had a lot on it. That has like 3 discs worth of songs, which is like a lot of money, but a lot of songs. So you can kind of justify it a little bit, right? She may have gotten like something else for it. Whoops. She I almost dropped the controller. She may have gotten something else for it too. She may have gotten like a code for a minion on Final Fantasy 14. May have. That one I'm not too sure on. But I could see her getting it for that. We're talking about Steam in this case. Hat in Time is 10 plus hours, which is insane. It is pretty insane, right? Road 96 soundtrack was really good. I really like that one too. You could buy like 4 to 8 games you like with that. Wouldn't mind paying it for physical. Is that weird? Nah, not at all. I don't think that's weird. I think this is my take on all this, right? So I think what should honestly happen is both digital games and digital soundtracks, I do believe they should be cheaper than actual physical stuff. I kind of get it. Like you still have to host it like on a server, but I feel like it's less of a pain in the ass and probably less costly for the developers and those that make like digital only stuff. And a lot of them are like cheaper, mostly in the indies. But if you have like, it shouldn't be the same price between a physical game and a digital game, in my opinion. I think one should be cheaper than the other. But that's my opinion on that. I think some people have disagreed, which is fine. Perfectly fine. I mean, I likely wouldn't because budget and all, but yeah, no, I get that. To be fair, Megan admits she probably shouldn't have gotten the soundtrack either for that much money, but I think she got a minion for it, which is fine. Part of it was also the recent Capcom statement. I heard about that, yeah, actually. I think I read about that like what, yesterday or today or something. But games should cost more, and don't get me wrong, they're doing great stuff, but the monetization is not as bad as it could be, but yeah, I agree. I think Capcom's wrong by a lot. I don't think games should cost more. I think they cost fine enough as is. Because you want people to buy it still. And let's be fair, people like gamers eventually will just kind of stop buying pricey games if it does go up. Because you have a lot of other good alternatives. You can buy like a lot of good games are cheap now. Like Broccoli Investigator, I think, is like what, $30 or something. Like, hold on, like how much is actually Brock? And yeah, I'm gonna use Brock as my kind of thing here. Because like Broccoli Investigator is now this is in Canadian. It's like 79, which is very cheap. That's incredibly cheap. So like you can, and that's a full game, really well done, and that's that's one of the games where I say he should probably actually charge more, like charge at least like 30 Canadian or something. But like he's doing fine, he's not complaining, he's pretty happy, and he spent like 6 years on it or something. So he's doing fine. And you have like probably lots of other games. Like I think Road 96 is like relatively cheap as well. And although that game, does have like some small issues, what with it not being entirely choices matter, it still has a lot to it, and it's 21.96, like in Canadian, right? Like that's once again really cheap, and you can get a lot of your money's worth out of it. Not for broadcast, which is a game I still need to finish technically. Well, that one's like 50. Well, that's for the deluxe edition. Normally, it's like 32 bucks Canadian, which, once again, perfectly reasonable, and you'll get a lot of time out of that one. Death Road to Canada. I know this one's cheap. This one's like 16.99 Canadian, right? Like you have so many games you can buy. Like hell, even going for like a game that would have been full price back in the day, Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, which is one I really enjoy. It's like 9.99. Like yeah, it's an older game, came out in like 2005, but I mean that's still a full game that you can just buy on Steam, and it's cheap and it's good. You know, like let me actually just like close my eyes and go to like a random game on my Steam library here, and we'll just see like the price of it. Okay, I've landed on Age of Wonders 3. I've never played it, but I hear it's a good one. Um it's 32.99, and if you want to get everything with it, like the whole franchise, it's 60 bucks. If you want to get like just the DLC, 38, right? Like if you get like the collection, like that's still really cheap, and that's a game that'll last you a while. Um Hell, if you want to even kind of play a game that, well, okay, well granted this one is like pretty expensive. Um but that one's like from a AAA like developer anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like, let's do it again. Like let's see if I close my eyes and I just scroll up and down. Chaos on Deponia. That one is 21.99. Right? And if you want to get literally the whole Deponia collection, it's 51 bucks. Like see, you got so many options for like cheapish games now that I don't think it does the developers any good to raise the prices. If Capcom raised their prices, I mean, yeah, you'll have people that maybe don't have like a gaming PC, or like you don't even need like a full gaming PC. Just like have a PC and get Steam and just find some of these, like heck, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which make fun of all you want, is still a pretty solid game. $21. Yeah, like holy crap! All the Call of Duties in this thing is like 968 in total. Man, I guess that's everything, but still. Or like my favorite Call of Duty 2, right? It's like 21.99. Like for real, like Bully Scholarship Edition. Like that's a game that'll last you a while. 16.99. Yeah. Where's Borderlands 2? How come I don't have, oh, because I have it in a separate thing. Borderlands Game of the Year Edition. It's 32.99. That's for enhanced. Like that's like everything. So like yeah, I mean, like you got so many good options here. Like you just got so many good options. Like BioShock, another one of my favorite games. Like let's go with the remastered, just because I'm sure people would pick that up. Right now it's $5 because it's on sale. I didn't even know that. Normally 21.99. You want to get the whole collection? 65 bucks normally. 13 bucks now. That's a good price actually. Do I have every? I might actually pick that up now. Now I'm looking at it. But see, like look at all that. You got so many good games you can play. Like and all it's gonna do, raising the price, all it's gonna do is it's gonna make gamers go somewhere else for cheap good games. Like I don't need the next AAA title, right? Like I don't need the next AAA title. If it's okay, let me read. I'm kind of going off on a bit of a tangent here. Bass says a friend of mine doesn't buy anything over 20 bucks. perfectly fair. Vampire Survivors is $5.99 exactly. And that game, holy crap, will last you a long time. Hollow Cure is free, right? And that's like Vampire Survivors, but like with VTubers, which I know might turn some people off, but it's a really good one. I actually really like Hollow Cure and Vampire Survivors. They're both really good at kind of doing their own separate thing, but when like the same kind of style, right? It's funny because this was after they already increased it. We're getting $90 earlier price now. Are we? Maybe it's been a while since I picked up. I think you're somewhat right at the very least. I think it did go up. You are right. It's been a while since I've actually purchased a game full price that wasn't some kind of special edition. Because I was gonna use like Final Fantasy like 16, but I don't remember. I think I got I did get the special edition for that one. And I don't remember what RE4 was. I want to say that was like maybe 70 for me. So yeah, like it doesn't make any sense, right? It's not as mainstream as 80, but Starfield, for instance, is 90. Really? Man, crazy. Yeah, so like I don't know. I just feel like you raise the prices, gamers are gonna go somewhere else. Because you got so many good cheap options now. You know what? We'll go to even my favorite Total War, right? Like the new one is like $79, but a good Total War. You know what? We'll tell you what. We'll even do like the remastered version of Rome Total War, right? Like you want something that'll last you hundreds of hours. Buy Rome Total War. It's $39.99. That's still like more than what one would possibly want to pay, but like $39.99 is really good. And you know what? If you want to go for the full classic version, you don't want to pay that much. You can go for the classic one, and do they still have it on sale? They might not actually have that one for purchase anymore, mind you, which is kind of fair. Companies have been doing that. But you know, you got like so many options. Fucking Turnip Boy, Commit Tax Evasion. Like that one's just fun. It has a roguelike mode now. It's like $17, you know? Like you just have so many good games nowadays. And if you wait for like a sale on Steam, you can get even like the pricier games for like very cheap. So I don't know. I don't know what Capcom's doing. I hope they don't actually try to push for higher prices. I hope they don't do that. I feel like it'll only, and with how, considering how good Capcom has been doing lately with games, I don't want to see them like ruin it by suddenly charging like $120, for example, for a game, so no one will buy it, you know? Yeah, like I would not do that. It would only be shooting themselves in the foot, like for real. Oh yeah, speaking of like prices in games, that actually kind of flows into this. Bass, I'm sure you would have seen this on Discord or something, but just because you're here, and I like showing it off, right? Check what I got. I got me some Guitaru Man, a physical copy of Guitaru Man. I went on a whole tangent about this earlier, about how like was one of my video game holy grails that I've been looking for forever, and I finally was able to pick up a copy. Finally able to pick up a copy. So this is going to be streamed eventually. It will be streamed eventually for sure. Even though I kind of did it already, but I was on a modded console and it wasn't really that great, to be honest. But I want to play it like on actual proper hardware, and I want to have a good time with it. I want to show you guys how good the game actually is when everything is synced up. Hopefully it didn't cost $90. I am... Yeah, no, it was really expensive. This one was actually one of the more expensive games I've gotten in a long time. I'm actually kind of ashamed, to be honest. Like, but it's so hard to find. Like, that's the problem. They're so hard to find that I had to. It, like, I really, really didn't want to spend the money. Okay. I was kind of being vague. Should I just say it? Should I just say how much it was? So I'm like, honestly, I am kind of ashamed of it. Because, like, this thing cost me, like, $220, which was more than what I wanted to pay. But at the same time, I talked with Megan about it beforehand, actually. I got Megan's opinion on whether or not I should like, buy it. And, she... it wasn't a big discussion, but like we did discuss it a bit because I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. And she was like, it's so hard to find. Like, this is literally the first copy I've ever seen in the wild in all my years, right, of looking for it. This is the first copy I've ever actually found. Comes with like a good disc, comes with the book, like the manual. Don't worry that you can see through the disc. It's a green, so the green screen's affecting it. But comes with the manual, comes with the disc, obviously. The original case. And it's so hard to find. It's so hard to find that I thought I don't really want to spend the money. And to be honest, I really shouldn't spend the money. But I've always said if I found it in the wild, much like with Mr. Mosquito and with a couple of my other Holy Grail games, that if I found it, I had to jump on it because if it was gone, I was probably never going to find it again, at least not easily and not anytime soon. And to be honest, the price will probably only go up and up. So yeah, I just figured spend the money. I didn't want to, but I did. I did. I don't regret it. It might sound like I do. I don't regret it, but I really did not want to spend the money. Not at the time anyway, because it was literally a case of like Megan and I are just here chilling, doing stuff. We're doing some things. I think we are talking about like recording a game or something. And she's like, "Hey Matt, look what they posted on their Facebook page," because they have a Facebook page where they post some of their like higher, like some games that come in. And she's like, "It's Guitaru Man," and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh no, Megan, no." And she's like, "You want to go down today and like get it?" And I was like, "It's gonna be expensive. I don't know if I should. It's gonna be expensive." Ugh. And she's like, "Yeah, I know, but you've been looking for it." And I was like, "Yeah, we'll go." And then she's like, "When do you want to go?" And I was like, "Oh, you want to go now?" And she's like, "Yeah, okay, we'll go now." And I was like, and I was like, if it's because it was posted like 6 hours before we left. So I was like, you know what? If it's gone, I don't got to spend the money and I'm okay with that. If it's there, then I at least have a Guitaru Man. So, you know, I didn't want to spend the money. Like, honestly, I shouldn't have, but like, it'll be fine. Like, I'm not hurting financially, but like, man, I don't know. Like, I probably shouldn't have spent it. But I have it. And you know what? It's a game I've been looking for years. Much like with Mr. Mosquito, I've been looking for it for years. And yeah, I like you're just like, oh yeah, I know, right? I know, right? That's the problem with my Holy Grail games, though. My Holy Grail games are very expensive. Let's see. Bass says, I don't know if I have any Holy Grail games, although there's quite a few I would go out of my way for. I mean, I think that's perfectly fair. If you want, you can share. I shared mine earlier, so I'll share mine with you now here too, just because, right? So I have like a few of them. Two of them I have now because I've had Mr. Mosquito, which isn't one of the more expensive ones. It's just really hard to find, and I have it now thanks to Megan, and Guitaru Man, right? So I have two of my Holy Grail games. The other Holy Grail games that I'm keeping an eye out for, which I know these ones are going to be expensive. One of them is Rule of Rose, which I know is going to cost like a pretty penny. I know that one's going to cost a lot of money. I don't exactly know how much, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were like upwards of $500 or something. I know that one's going to cost a lot, but that one is one of the ones that if I see it, I need to jump on it. See, that's kind of the sucky thing with having these kind of games is that Rule of Rose is so hard to find. So hard to find that if one shows up, I need to go for it. I need to jump on it and I need to get it, right? That's the problem with like a game like Rule of Rose. Is it's so hard to find. It's so rare. It's so rare. But even if I don't want to spend the money on it, I would probably need to. Like I I'm kind of making sure I have some money squared away just in case, which I know might sound kind of silly, but it's kind of true. And the other one is Haunting Ground, which I know is actually like $500 roughly, because that one I did see in the wild, but I didn't have the money to pick it up, and then someone else bought it, so I don't have a shot of that one anymore. But Haunting Ground is one of the other ones, and that one I know goes for a lot of money. That one's gonna be that one and Drill of Rose are probably gonna. I hope they don't come out. I hope I don't see them at the same time, because man, that'll destroy me, because I'll probably have to pick between the two. And to be honest, Rule of Rose would probably win. And the other one that I have that I would consider one of my holy grail lists would be Incredible Crisis. Although I don't know if that one goes for a lot of money. That one I'm not sure on. I'll use price charting. Price charting I know isn't like the best the best site to use, but like, or the most accurate site, but like it gives you an idea. Incredible Crisis. Somebody's Incredible Crisis. That's PAL. I don't want the PAL one. Here you go. Incredible Crisis. See, Incredible Crisis isn't really that expensive, according to this anyway. It looks like Incredible Crisis has gone up in price actually since 2013, when it was like $20. Now it's gone up to about like 60-ish, which isn't really that bad. That one is a holy grail game that's not expensive, but it's just really hard to find. And I think that's really about it. So like, two of them are incredibly expensive. One of them is not really that bad. And the other ones I have, Mr. Mosquito wasn't really that much, and Guitar Man's kind of like middle of the road. That one's expensive, but it's not the most expensive out of my holy grail games. Pokemon Emerald is the main one, although there's other games I haven't played that I would be very interested in, even if my consoles are in storage, like IQ Intelligent Cube. Oh, I've heard that one. Time Hollow. Time Hollow is one I want to get as well. That one I've actually seen at my local game shop. Because I do actually want to get Time Hollow. It's just not high on my priority list, and I think it's still there. So that one's not super high on my priority list, but I have seen it. And it wasn't that expensive either, I don't think. I think it was relatively cheap. You would have said Trace Memory 2, but we got the remaster. Remasters always help, right? It's nice that old games can't depreciate in value, even if we get a remaster. Plenty of people want the original, right? Like that's true. So yeah, like there are a few games out there that I want to keep an eye out for, that you want to keep an eye out for. It's kind of the problem with being a gamer, of kind of a collector and stuff, right? Because you have all these games that you kind of want to buy, but they're all older and they're all pretty expensive. But at least I can say I have one of them now. And this one, I'm really happy about. Even if, once again, I shouldn't have really spent the money, I'm happy about it. But yeah, that's really about it. All the other games that I kind of want to get are all just, I see around often enough that I don't really consider them holy grail games. Like Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, I see those ones around all the time. Digimon World 2, I see that one around like all the time. So like, I have some that I want, but like I know I can get them easily enough. I don't really consider them holy grails. But yeah, I guess that's really about it. I'm sure Pokemon Emerald isn't particularly rare, but you don't go physical game stores really. You should. It's fun. Like, I don't know what they have around like where you live, but like they're fun to go to. They're fun to go to. Like, I will say, if you ever come, like, I don't expect it to really happen, but if you ever decide you want to come to like where I live, like to Alberta or like, you know, Edmonton or whatever, right? You ever want to come and vibe? Then hell, I'll take you to the local game store. It's really really good. Like, I have to. I think anybody that comes over for a visit, you're taking a stop in at the local game store, and you're gonna be shown around because it's the best place you could possibly go. I'm really happy that I know of it, and it wasn't even me that found it. It was my mom, funnily enough. You'd say it's probably just EB Games, but honestly, you probably haven't looked for a local one. Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on like how big of an area you live in, like how populated it is, but you probably have at least one local game store kind of floating around. They're the best to go to. Like obviously some of them are going to be like not as great. Like I have a few around here that I go to. One of them, like there's like three. There's like three that I stop off at. One of them is the really good one. Two of them are just kind of, well, if I can't find them at the really good one, I'll find them. I'll probably check out the other stores, right? Because two of them have a lot of stuff, but like they're kind of chaff to an extent. They kind of accept whatever. But like my main local game store that I go to, they only really take like what they consider good, right? Like like the people that the employees there that I've spoken to and become quite familiar with have told me themselves that they don't just take anything. They actually kind of like they kind of are a bit more exclusive, I guess. Like they only take like they don't like they're not the kind of store that would take in like a bunch of sports games, for example, right? I don't even think they really have any. Like they might have a couple, but they don't really take them. And they don't take Final Fantasy X either. Apparently, I guess they just get too many of them, and nobody really wants to buy them. So, you know, for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe there's just flooding the market. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so that's really interesting. Basically, if anyone ever comes by for a visit, let me know, and we're taking you to my local game store, and we're gonna vibe and we're gonna have a grand old time. Now, for me, I should probably be going because I'm getting hungry. I can feel the hunger starting to come, and as fun as I have had just kind of talking, I know I could talk forever about my local game store and how much I enjoy them. But yeah, no, definitely like look around, see if you can find anything. Like obviously some of it is going to be a bit expensive. Um, but that's okay to an extent. I think it depends what you want to look for, right? And who knows, maybe you'll come across Rule of Rose and I'll say, how much? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't expect anybody to like find Rule of Rose for me so I can then buy it off you, right? Like I wouldn't expect that. I'm gonna keep an eye on my local game stores for that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm feeling the hunger, so I should probably start to call it. We'll send a raid out to someone. I'm not too sure whomst, but we'll send a raid out to someone. If anybody is live, there are a few people. Let's see. Bass Akron says 10 in particular. That's kind of funny. Not all sports games are as common. I follow a vlog and they completed a couple console libraries and list of GameCube games was the last GameCube game was an NCAA basketball game. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like not all sports games are like, what's the word I'm looking for? Are I don't know what I'm looking for. They're super common. Like there's a ton of them, right? But I don't know. I just know my local game store is picky. That's the word I'm looking for. They say they're more picky compared to a lot of the other game stores in the city. Price Charting has it over $1,000. Wow, I wish I'd have gotten that one. I would have sold it. Nah, it's crazy. No, some games are like way too expensive. Like shit. Like they like at my local game store once again, they actually have a copy of a copy of Earthbound. I think it's been graded and everything too. And that one they actually keep in the back. Like I think specifically you need to ask for it because it's like $2,000. And it's like, man, I'm never getting that one. But they do have a copy of Loose Earthbound for like 120, which is much more acceptable. So I think we're gonna send our stream over to Ryusuda, who is a really cool person who I don't speak to a ton anymore, but we used to hang out and chat and play TF2 like all the time. So send it over to her. Of course, feel free to send her a nice frag raid. She's playing Cult of the Lamb, by the way. So I figure that's a good game to just kind of chill to. It's a fun game to watch. And yeah, so you can tell the energy kind of left me. I had a lot of energy when we're like, oh yeah, talk about these video games, but now it's like starting to wane and it's going away, right? And now I just feel tired and hungry, and I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, send her a frag raid, tell her that we said hi, and yeah. For now, I guess that is it for me. So thank you very, very much everybody for watching and listening to me rant and talk, and it's been fun. But for now, send me to the outro. So frag out, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for some more Final Fantasy 16.